Alright, YouTube, we're back course talking some Final Fantasy IX. We're here with a relatively impromptu video. There's a lot of interesting things happening right now. So I had the boy Mad Kaiser hooking me up with some more FF9 info. DM me on Twitter. There's a bunch of like merchandise being revealed for FF9, which by itself is not super interesting. When there's a bunch of merchandise being revealed, it is a little bit interesting just because like why are they just all of a sudden dropping some FF9 merchandise, right? But that by itself, for me at least, wasn't necessarily video worthy. 25 happens to be the 25th anniversary for Final Fantasy IX, right? So you can kind of pass off a bunch of merchandise being revealed and announced and created or whatever, just to kind of help celebrate that anniversary, right? And we're just a few months from that. I think like June or July is the Japanese anniversary, and then I think like November is the North American anniversary. So it makes sense, you know, a few months before the Japanese anniversary to make a bunch of merchandise, right? So that's why, to me, it wasn't necessarily like, I don't want to make a video about, hey, a bunch of merchandise. But it's actually not where the information ends, because it was revealed that there's a 25th anniversary website created for Final Fantasy IX, which is significantly more interesting. For starters, if you hop back to 2022, we had the same thing happen for Final Fantasy VII. We had the 25th anniversary website up. We had the 25th anniversary live stream. I don't recall which one happened first. Did the website go live first? Did the live stream happen first? Did they go live same time? I don't really recall. It's been a couple years. I can't seem to track down the fucking website. Did they take it down or something? Can't find it. Now, the FF7 anniversary website was a hub for a lot of stuff because it had stuff for Ever Crisis and First Soldier and Crisis Core Union. Obviously, the Rebirth reveal happened at the 25th anniversary live stream, right? So it's kind of a hub for like the current information, like kind of like future FF7 information for the 25th anniversary. FF9 is just FF9. There's no other stuff, right? At least as of right now. There's just the game. You know, we have the animated series potentially, the remake potentially. There is interesting stuff on the website now currently that is like new, but it is just the game, right? There's no spin-offs. So checking out the website on some auto-translate type shit, it says Final Fantasy IX, which was released on July 7, 2000, will celebrate its 25th anniversary in 2025. We're preparing various projects, including merchandise and collaborations to commemorate the 25th anniversary, so please look forward to it. So the latter two things mentioned there are less interesting to me, you know, merchandise and collaborations. Collaborations could be cool depending on what they're collaborating with. We've seen them collaborate with Ever Crisis in the past. That was pretty interesting, of course. Merchandise, I'm not really somebody that buys a bunch of Final Fantasy merchandise. I buy a little bit of stuff here and there, not too much. But the mention of various projects, plural, is what's interesting, because we do know that there is the animated series. We know that for sure is real and does exist. It's just never been like officially revealed or whatever, right? There's just like a pitch meeting sort of thing or whatever. And then like the 9 Remake, we know that's a project that's supposed to exist, according to every goddamn insider out there. It's just never been officially revealed by Square Enix. Further down the page, we have this section, which is labeled Goods. It says Announcement of the release of Final Fantasy IX 25th Anniversary related products, which is obviously like figures and stuff. This right here was the one thing that I did see on the feed before I got like DM'd a bunch of information, right? Was that I seen there was like a 25th Anniversary like music thing or something. The music product Final Fantasy IX 25th Anniversary Vinyl Timeless Tale, commemorating the 25th Anniversary of Final Fantasy IX, will be released on Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. Here we have a collaboration with the eyewear brand Zoff and Final Fantasy IX, so that's kind of interesting, I guess. There's also apparently going to be a 25th anniversary commemorative lottery. There's not a lot of details on it. It just says it'll be happening in July 2025. But this shit right here is by far the most interesting thing on the website currently. It's a prequel book with our boy, the best boy, Vivi. Picture book, The Beginning Story of Vivi and Grandpa, which takes place shortly before the story of Final Fantasy IX, will be released on July 2nd. And we do have a bit of a synopsis here on the website that says, this is an original picture book for Final Fantasy IX, which is celebrating the 25th anniversary since its release. Vivi appears before Grandpa Quan, which is said right but spelled wrong compared to the game, who is trying to master the way of food. Food is emptiness, the strange life of a boy who fell from the sky, and a master who lives alone. A prequel that depicts the gradual days until Vivi's departure. Also, the book will be 44 pages, full color, and it'll cost 1,320 yen, which is the equivalent of like less than $9 USD. It also mentioned that it's written by Kazuhiko Aoki, is maybe I say his name, who was somebody that worked on the original FF9. He was like an event designer, but he was, I think, more famously known for being a producer on Chrono Trigger. But they're giving us a prequel story for Vivi, which I think is smart. That's like the character to market when it comes to FF9. Like, generally speaking, like the main character in each Final Fantasy game, I would say, is usually the most popular character, right? And Zidon's a great character in 9. I think the whole cast of FF9 is great, but I think Vivi is generally most people's favorite character when it comes to 9. He has like a very, you know, sad, tragic story in a lot of ways, right? And you can see with like the animated series, if that ever sees the light of day, that's also following Vivi to a certain degree. It's following its kids, right? It's like a post FF9 story for Vivi technically. We get a prequel story here with this picture book, right? That's following like the journey of Vivi, I guess, leading up to FF9, which is, again, that's the smartest thing to do. Market Vivi. Something I wish they would do for more Final Fantasy games out there. I mean, look at FF7. Look how many different goddamn books that has, right? It is the most popular Final Fantasy, so it makes a little bit of sense. But it's something that's like easier to do than, you know, create a whole fucking new game. It's like either a prequel or a sequel, right? Like just, you know, a little short story, a little 44-page story for one character, following their journey leading up to the game. Like, it's not as hard as creating a fucking full game, right? Now, all of this itself in a bottle is very interesting, right? A bunch of 25th anniversary merchandise and, you know, collaborations, music, a little short story for one character from FF9. That's all great. A website going live. That's all great. What's more interesting about it all is the timing of it, because we're just a few days away from the Switch 2 Direct. That's what really has people buzzing, right? We're a few days away from that event. We've had this 9 remake that's like exists in the fucking ether, just never been officially revealed, right? And this website going live and all this shit being announced right now, just a handful of days before then, is very reminiscent to at least me and some other people out there of the 25th anniversary shit for FF7, which obviously led to the reveal of FF7 Rebirth. Now, does that mean that we're getting 9 remake at the Switch 2 Direct? Obviously not for sure. We can't know that for sure. But the timing is very interesting. We do have a few months still until the actual anniversary itself for FF9, right? So maybe they could reveal it somewhere else. But obviously Switch 2 makes a lot of sense. Like, goddamn, that's going to be a ton of eyes on that event. Like, where else would you want to fucking reveal your game if not there? And even before we got all this shit tonight, like a few days ago, I put it out on Twitter. Like, if we don't get something from Square Enix at the Switch 2 Direct, like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, they've had several opportunities, several gaming events and things where they could announce or reveal something, state of plays, things like that, right? Where they could, like, here's, a bit of the future of Square Enix. Here's something we're working on. We've not got that yet, right? So Switch 2, like, if we don't get something from Square Enix there, whether that's the 9 remake or fucking literally anything else, I don't know what the hell they're doing. And I try not to hype up events unless there's, like, more concrete information, right? Just to not get the hopes up, we've been burned by Square Enix constantly. Forever. We're in a very, like, one-sided abusive relationship with Square Enix, right? But again, the timing of all this is very, very intriguing. Like, if they don't have something there for 9, if the 9 remake's not there, dude, I don't know what to do. You guys have seen me over like the last like several months, like just my patience wearing thin. Like, everything points to it being real. If it exists, why is it not revealed? I just want to get it over with now. Like, the hype's still there very much for a 9 remake, regardless of what it is, whether it's 7 remake or just a visual thing. A little bit of enhancements or something like the Crisis Core reunion, whatever. I don't give a shit what it is. I just want it, right? I just want it to be revealed. But like, why the fuck hasn't it been revealed yet? What are we doing exactly? I want to get the reveal over with at this point. Just put me out of my goddamn misery. And again, while we do try to keep the hype in check, I have seen multiple subreddits, talking about this website being revealed and like a ResetEra thread, things like that. And it seems like, generally speaking, most people in their replies are getting the hype up, like looking towards the Twitch 2 Direct, right, in a few days or whatever. So, like, it seems like everybody's kind of getting the hype train going. I think it's fair to be a little bit hyped. I think we need to still keep it in check just a bit, because you just don't know what Square Enix is going to do, right? So the Switch 2 Direct makes sense for a fucking big reveal for this game that has been out there, floating in the fucking void for years now. But it's Square Enix, and they have a very common habit of burning us. That is kind of all the information that I'm aware of right now without like diving into all the different merchandise things revealed or whatever the fuck, right? So I pass off to you guys. Couple days, Switch 2. Website goes live for the 25th anniversary celebration, I suppose, for Final Fantasy IX. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's finally time for them to reveal the remake? That's the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @davidYT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Low Gain, or leave it like Cobain.